Hello and welcome to Humanities class for Monday, March 20, March 23rd, 2020. This is a brand new experience for me, just as it is for all of you. I ask for your patience and your understanding as we figure out how best to move forward, and I promise to you that you will get the same from me. During this at least a week of quarantine, perhaps longer, we'll see. We will work together to... This is so weird, guys. Guys, this is so weird because I hate the way that when you use the front camera on a phone, everything comes out backwards. So I'm not using the front camera, I'm using the back camera, so I'm sitting in an empty room and looking at the back of my phone. So it's a little weird doing this. Anyway, I want your priority, number one, before anything else, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep one another healthy. That's why we're doing this. And maybe you're happy, just an extra week at home. If you're like me and this is not something you're doing backflips over, if you'd much rather be in school, I would certainly much rather be in the classroom with you guys. It's a sacrifice that we're being called to make for people who are more vulnerable than we are. Y'all are teenagers in the prime of your life. I may not still be in the prime, but I'm only 40, so we're not among the most vulnerable people. But this quarantine is our way of taking care of the people who can't necessarily take care of themselves. So I appreciate how difficult this is for you, and I appreciate your sacrifice through a spring break where you're not able to do all the things you would like to do, where you may not be able to see the friends that you would like to see, on through a crazy and disruptive start to the fourth quarter. Be healthy, be safe, take care of yourself. If you do get sick, focus on getting well. Reach out to me, reach out to your other teachers, let us know what's up, and then give yourself the space physically, mentally, and emotionally that you need to become well. That's your number one priority. I also understand that you have other classes where the clock is ticking on your FSA tests, on your EOC tests, on your whatever other 1,000 tests are coming up, and that clock doesn't slow down just because we're not meeting. And so the pressure is on you in less than ideal circumstances to learn every bit as much as you otherwise would have. I appreciate that, and knowing that my class does not have those tests, I don't want to add to your burden. So my goal through these days of quarantine, especially if it's only a week, is to have you spend about 15 minutes each day in our class material so that you can focus on the math, the science, the things that have pressing deadlines, FSA tests, EOCs. So my goal is not to overburden you. There will be one major assignment this week, and you've already seen it. Many of you have already finished it. If you have not yet done the essay that was assigned before spring break, 2 questions. The first question, name 5 people that you consider to be great, and in 3 to 5 sentences each, tell me what makes that person great. And the second question, Alexander of Macedon, student of Aristotle, has been called by history Alexander the Great for conquering the largest empire up till that time. And I want to know if you think that conquest, building an empire, makes someone great. Is Alexander, who never lost a battle, but then died at 32 without being able to enjoy being king, I want to know if you think that makes him great. If you answered those questions before spring break, you're fine. If not, those will be due a week from today. And by today, I mean March 23rd. So these will be due the following Monday when we come back to school. If school doesn't start up again on time, I will ask you to submit them by email or by Edmodo. For the rest of the week, we're going to finally begin looking in greater depth at Aristotle. Aristotle, the student of Plato. Aristotle, who was called in the Middle Ages the master of those who know. Now that is a great title. I am nothing more than the master of the guy who eats cold beans out of a can. That's about my greatest accomplishment. But Aristotle is considered the master of those who know. The philosopher Thomas Aquinas in the 1200s referred to Aristotle simply as the philosopher, capital P, as if his work and philosophy itself were identical. So we're going to begin to get to know him starting tomorrow. A couple things you can do to get ready. On the same Edmodo post where you saw the link for this video, please download, there is a PDF file that has the Aristotle chapter from Sophie's World. On Wednesday, we're going back into Sophie's World, and we'll read it together with me staring at the back of my phone with a book in my hand. If you have a copy of the book at home, great. You can read along that way. If not, download that file. And if at all possible, print it out. It's not long. It's less than 20 pages. Print it out. That way you can have it in your hand while you watch the video on the phone. If you're not able to print it, like everything else this week and however long we do this, we're going to be patient with one another and we'll figure it out. So I understand that. But if you can, download and print that file. I want to encourage you, and we're just about done here, friends. I want to encourage you every day, once we get started, not to wait for a notification from Edmodo, but to intentionally go on Edmodo and check and see if there is anything new. I intend to have everything posted at least a day ahead of time. But one thing I found, I don't know if you found the same thing, but I will get dings on my stupid phone from stupid Edmodo and their stupid notifications for stupid comments that were posted on my page 6 days ago. Okay? So the notification system from Edmodo, not perfect. I'm getting notified 6 days late. So you want to go in yourself, whether you've gotten a notification or not, and check and see every day if there's anything new. And there will be every weekday. I understand you're not homeschoolers. This is a new experience for you, and you're in an environment where you may not be able to control everything, including your time. I don't expect you to do work for my class at any particular time of day, just to make every honest effort to do it every day. And like I said, I will keep it under 15 minutes if at all possible, as long as you haven't fallen behind. If you do miss a day, don't skip it. Every day, every session will build on the one that came before it. So if you miss a day, go back and do that, even if you're doing it late. Every day during regular school hours from 7:45 to 2:49, I will intentionally check my email and my Edmodo messages every 30 minutes. I also check them in the evening and on the weekends, although I'm not going to promise that I'll be checking them, that you can reach me instantly outside of school hours. But during school hours, I may be home, but I am working, and you can expect a response from me within 30 minutes during that time. If there is something that you are struggling with and you need more than just email, start with an email, and we will find a way to set up a telephone conference. That would involve, I would need to talk to your parents and get permission, and it's not, under normal circumstances, you wouldn't expect a teacher and a high school student to contact one another on the phone directly. And that's still not going to be the norm, but these aren't normal circumstances. And if you really need extra help, we will find a way to make that work. Start with contacting me by email. Okay? One other thing I'd like you to do for today's class, there will be a short quiz on Edmodo. It does count for a grade. It's a guaranteed 100. They're questions like 2 plus 2, okay? I just want you to get practice using the Edmodo quiz format. Now, maybe you've been doing that for 8 years and I'm the only one who it's new for, but then too bad, I'm in charge. And I need to practice receiving your work that way. So I'm putting up a quiz on Edmodo, 5 questions, 5 points. Total giveaway, just go on, do it. You won't get any of the questions wrong unless you're getting them wrong on purpose. And then tomorrow we will move forward. All right. That's enough for me. I need to make sure, since I'm looking at the back of my phone, I need to make sure I actually hit the button and I haven't been sitting here talking to absolutely no one for the past however many minutes. But we will talk again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. This is not Corona.